Hello and welcome to today's 15-minute morning flow for some low body love. Let's get ourselves set up right at the top of our mat. We're going to start cross-legged, which is my favorite way to start. We're going to take our hands right to our thighs, right to our knees, close our eyes, and start with a big inhale. Hold at the top and blow it away, allowing your whole body to soften. Allowing your mind to steady, to slow. Letting all thoughts come in one ear and go out the other as we fine-tune our practice, as we fine-tune our morning, as we focus in on what we really need. Take another big breath in. One more. And empty it out. Inhale, your hands come high. And exhale, cactus them out. Squeezing the shoulder blades here, gaze comes up. And then inhale, reach, and exhale, fold forward. If you want to scoot your heels a little further apart here and then reach the arms forward, start to crawl the fingertips as far as you can. Yeah. And then walk it off over to the right side. And then walk over to the left. Take a nice big inhale. Soften on the exhale. And then come back through center. We're going to switch which leg is in front. So just driving the back one forward, scooting the heels apart. Inhale, hands high. Exhale, cactus. Inhale, reach, and exhale, fold forward. Walking your fingertips inch by inch, stretching behind the glutes. Walk it over to the left. Maybe your left ear hits your left shoulder. And then walk it over to the right. We're going to come back through center. And then we're going to walk ourselves back in. Take your feet together. So we're in a butterfly stretch here, but I want to bind my butterfly today. So I'm going to tuck my arms underneath my thighs. Yeah, so the elbows are pressing in and your palms of your hands come to the tops of your feet, driving your chin into chest, taking your head down. Maybe there's a nice stretch through the hips, through the low back. Yeah, just holding here for a few moments. And then we're going to make our way out, maybe pressing on the hips a little bit, maybe placing your hands down and just using your muscles to flap the wings of your hips. And then we're going to take our feet, palms down on the floor, scoot your glutes close, and take 90-90s, rocking the hips side to side. You want to aim for both knees, the sides of the knees down at once. Yeah, really taking your time with it, giving yourself everything you need. And then we're going to scoot our glutes back one more time. You're going to take your right leg in front of the left. Yeah, sit up nice and tall. Inhale, reach. Exhale, twist over to the right side, hooking your left hand on your right knee. And then releasing out, you're going to take the right knee behind you and then press your forearms down into the floor. You can take your right forearm to your left foot to press in, taking your gaze a little bit closer to the foot, getting an extra stretch. And then start to make your way out. This time the left leg's going to come in front, the right leg's going to go underneath. Sit yourself up nice and tall, adjust the sit bones, reach your arms high, and twist over to the left side. Your right hand hooks, look off over your left shoulder, and then back through center. This time taking your left leg behind you. Yeah, folding forward so your forearms connect with the floor, both elbows, one to knee, one to ankle, or you can take your forearm to your front foot. pressing in, allowing you to drive a little closer towards the toes with your front body, with your forehead. And then we're going to make our way up to a toe stand. So you're going to take your toes underneath you here. You're going to sit back on your heels, peel the pinky toes out to the sides. Press your hands into your hips. Create a nice Superman posture. Roll the shoulders back. Take your gaze forward. Focus in. Find your drishti, so your focused gaze. Yeah, big breath in. Empty out. Do it again. Inhale, maybe close the eyes. And exhale. And then we're going to start to make our way up. We're going to tap the toes out. And then we're going to curl the toes back under, pressing the hands in, picking the knees up. Yeah, so just a little pressure as we stretch out the tops of the feet. And then we're going to walk back to a yogi squat. So I'll face you again, but your feet go in both directions. Your elbows come into your knees. You start to sway, move, and rock. Yeah. Pressing the elbows into your knees. Maybe you can start to settle in, sinking the glutes down low. Gaze comes high. And empty. And then I want you to take your hands down to the mat. We're just going to try to dip one knee in and then the other. Just play around with this. Test this motion out. See how it feels in your body. See what your mobility is going to give to you today. Yeah, just testing things out. Just playing around with it. And then wide-legged forward fold. Lift the hips up. Tuck the chin in. Maybe arching your spine. And then folding back in. Take your hands to each foot here as you step your feet out a little wider. And then maybe you transition your hands behind your back, taking a bind, or maybe you stay right where you are. And then we're going to drop our hands back down. The right stays down, the left peels up. Open twist, inhale, reach. And exhale, fold. Left hand down, right arm up, inhale, reach. And exhale, fold. Halfway lift, airplane, arms straight, spine, gaze to the top of your mat. Fold in. Rise tall, reach, big stretch, and then exhale, goddess, sinking into your hips here. Take your hands to the outsides of your knees. You're gonna drop your right shoulder in, look off over the left, and then come back through center. Drop your left shoulder, your left elbow in, look off over the right, and then back through center. Forward fold. You're gonna walk your fingertips and switch your toes to face the front as we set up for a pyramid pose. So this is like train tracks with your legs. You're gonna reach up nice and tall, hinge your hips forward, and then drop down. You wanna have maybe 2 feet in between your feet, 1 to 2 feet, as you tuck your chin in. And then drop your right ear to right shoulder, and your left ear to left shoulder. If you need to take one hand to your ankle or both, if that's better for your reach here. If you need to keep your hands stable on the mat, do whatever feels best for your body. If you'd like to take a bind behind your back here, you're welcome. Even if it's one arm, test your balance, find your way, take a big breath in, empty out. And then we're gonna step back for a lizard lunge. So you're gonna keep your right knee over your right ankle, your hands come in between the thigh, and you're gonna extend your back leg a little further. So loosening up the knee, take a big breath in, sigh it away, and just stay here for a couple breaths. If you have the flexibility to come down to your elbows, you're welcome to. Otherwise, just soften the fingertips, soften the grip. Maybe bend the elbows, maybe tuck the chin in. Start to send your energy, start to send your breath wherever you feel tension or strain. Start to soften in. And then we're going to pick ourselves up. So just taking your hand around the front foot, curl the toes under. We're at a low runner's lunge here. Inhale and empty. Track star, take your hips side to side. Dial your toes up on either end. And just really get into the low body. Yeah, maybe you sit back a little further as you go side to side. Maybe you keep the hands low for a crawl, or maybe you take your hands to your heart, turning this into more of a balance and grace move. Your choice, whatever your body needs. And then we're going to set up towards the back of the room in a pyramid pose, so both feet face towards the back. 1 to 2 feet, 1 to 2 of your feet in between your feet. Reach your hands high, hinge your hips forward, and drop down. Start to tuck your chin into chest, start to soften. Maybe you take a hand behind your back or a hand to your ankle. Maybe you take a full bind, resting your hands on your glutes. Maybe you try to lift your bind, reaching the hands up a little higher, tucking the chin in a little lower. And then drop your left ear to left shoulder. Right ear to right shoulder. Forward, fold your hands and step back, your lizard lunge. Hands come in between the left thigh, reaching your back knee a little further behind. Just start to settle in, start to soften, releasing in the toes, releasing in the jaw, the elbows, closing your eyes, tucking your chin in, letting your shoulders soften down. And then we'll make our way back to our low runner's lunge, so taking your hands around the front foot, curling the back toes under, picking up the hips, hold strong, and empty. Track star. So start to rock the hips here. Yeah. And this time, maybe on either end, you try to dip the knee in and back and around, just playing around with your mobility. Up to you if you want to test it out, dipping the right knee in, taking it back around, twisting towards a low runner's lunge. Just see how things feel in your body. And then we're going to take our knees down. We're going to set up for a camel stretch. So you can take one hand at a time, or you can do both hands. You can curl your toes under or keep them flat. Inhale, reach. Exhale, press your hips forward. Take your gaze high. Inhale and empty. Swing it back around, child's pose. We're going to make our way back up for our second camel. If you took one side, take the other. Reach the right arm or the left back. And the other arm goes up. Press the hips forward and empty. Drop the neck. And then swing it back around. Coming to your child's pose once again. Widening your hips, dropping your head down, and maybe bending your elbows. Maybe taking a bind behind your back, maybe rolling off to one cheek. And then we're going to set up for our Savasana. You can take a belly Savasana, or you can roll over onto your back, whichever feels better for you. I'm going to take my belly Savasana. My hands are going to create a little space for my head, a little pillow, and then start to soften from head to toe. Start to release the grip in your hands, maybe curling your fingers. Start to soften or close your eyes. Start to soften your breathing, your low back, your knees, your ankles, and let go. And then start to bring attention back in. Maybe wiggling your fingers, maybe extending your arms forward. And then make your way back to your comfortable seat. Your gaze can stay lowered, your eyes can stay closed. Hands coming right to heart. Please join me in closing with 2 breaths in before the exhale. Fill up. 1 more. Empty it out. If you liked this practice, I do post a new one every morning, Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. I'd love to see you again. Have a phenomenal day.